Hello and welcome. Today we are going to speak about sex practice, tantric sex practice. First, we start to remember the three keys of Tantra because it's based in these three keys that we can practice tantric sex. First key, breath. We are always breathing. But how many times are we aware of the breath? Remembering that the breath, it's how we bring prana in Sanskrit, energy inside, oxygen, that's how the modern science might show us. And how this energy, how this oxygenation, how this power, life, it spreads all over our body. We can go deep while we are speaking about in our talk. I only will add now that the breath can be higher or lower, can be deeper or more superficial, can be more intense or less intense. And that makes all the difference on the energy that you are bringing in your body. Not that there is a good or a bad way about that. It's just to be aware of the energy that we might feel to go up or to go down while we are using the breath. Second key, movement, fundamental. Without movement, we are stuck. The movement also can be more vigorous or more calm. Our invitation in our sex tantric path is to slow down to feel. And only when you really feel, you increase the rhythm, you increase the rhythm, you increase the speed of the movement. But remember, the speed when goes up also can go down. Sometimes we, as men, we start the speed, we go speed, we go speed, we go speed, and toof, finito, the sex practice. We are bringing a tantric sex practice in the reality. We need to be aware, be like Tantra says, expanding our awareness to be aware that more speed in the movement, you know what happened. Reduce the speed, slow down, feel it, have the courage to feel it. Sound, fundamental key of the tantric practice. Allowing the sound to come naturally, not no, not something that is dramatic, theatrical, or whatever. Something that is natural, that is rooted, that is alive, the natural sound. Life is sound. The Bible says first was the sound. The Hinduism has the Om as the primordial sound. And like we could go to many spiritual practice and to see how important is the sound. But here, more important than anything is your expression, your ability to be yourself, to show yourself, to even to become in contact with the eventually shame that is in expressing the sound, a rooted sound, the true sound coming from you. These are the three keys: breathing, movement, and sound. All the tantric practice is based in these three keys.
I would like to go a little deeper into each one of those three keys, starting with sound. How important sound is it cannot be overemphasized how important it is to make sounds while making love. If you were to look at the anatomy of the throat and the anatomy of the pelvic region, especially the vagina, the yoni of the woman's genitals, you will see that they are so identical. And they are, in fact, very much connected. So imagine making love and you're not making a sound, it'll be missing something, missing a magical expression. So look into it, look it up online and see the anatomy of the pelvis and the throat. Because when you can see, it's like there are a holographic representation of each other, a mirror image. And that's why it's so important to connect the two with sound. And when you make sounds coming out of the mouth, allow that sound to come from deep within you. And just, can be like any sound. It doesn't have to be like you hear in porno movies. You can start singing, you can start shouting. Hopefully, you're not deafening your poor partner's ears, but like really allow authentic sounds to come up that are not seen in the movies, that is not what you think there should be. Don't think, just allow sounds to come up, and you will be surprised when you really allow your yoni, your vagina, to speak through your throat. And let's go to the movement. Movement. Just imagine you're making love and you're not moving, and it's, going to be a little, both of you are not moving, it'll be like two planks. Movement is so important. And even if it's a subtle movement of the pelvis, and when you can find that synchronicity in the flow with the other, there is a symbiosis that happens that helps the energies of each of the bodies balance and move together, like two serpents intertwining or waves in the ocean, and you can feel that movement connect to a broader vibration of energy around you, or even feel that energy spread out, because movement is a medicine and it's an opening. So whenever you move, you're not contracting, so you're allowing the flow of energy. Breath, the biggest key of life. I feel it's like the tool, the secret key that was always there right under our noses. If you're not breathing, you are not open. When we are stressed, we breathe very shallowly, like right at the top of the lungs, and we feel more stressed, more afraid, more contracted. But when we're breathing deep and we're allowing the lungs to expand, the belly to broaden, we feel this spaciousness, and you can actually get high on breath work. So when you are making love, breathe so deeply and fully. And I come from a yoga background, and mouth breathing is not advocated. And I fully agree that nose breathing is the most important type of breath you can make. However, when it comes to love making, just think for a moment. Have you ever had an orgasm without your mouth being open and breathing through your mouth? Have you had an orgasm breathing through your nose? No, I haven't. I don't know anybody that has. So when making love, breathe through the mouth. Well, you can inhale through the nose and out through the mouth, but don't think too much about it. Just, because if your mouth is closed and you're breathing through the nose, you're not making sound. So we have to connect the sound and the breath and the movement together. So moving with the breath, moving with the sound, and allowing the three keys to rise up. You like spiraling up and out, and feeling the connection to the other with the movement, sound, and breath that you are creating. That is what creates the magic of tantric sex.
Lakshmi had bring a word from Sanskrit, yoni, when spoke about the genital, feminine genital. That is more than than the vagina anatomically as we perceive in the Western world. Yoni is the portal of universe. It's the literal translation, even if Sanskrit is a very poetic language and can have different translations, that is clearly a translation about the what the female genitals are, a portal for the universe. That's deep. At the same time, I'm going to bring the name in Sanskrit for the genitals of the masculine, ligam. Ligam, it's the pillar of light. And when the pillar of light integrates inside of the portal of the universe, even my brain stops to verbalize what is there. That's the myotuna, the great uh, orgasm, the great connection that can happen in between the feminine and the masculine. But I want to bring now the two pillars of Tantra and to open the world Tantra one more time in our talks to remember that Tantra is formed by two syllables. One means expansion, growing, and the other means consciousness. Also, Tantra comes from Sanskrit and is also a poetic language, and you might find translations slightly different, but the sense, the essence of the word is that, is expansion of awareness. And that expansion of awareness, there is clearly two pillars that form, that base, that structure the Tantra. One is meditation, and the other is love. Without these two pillars, we are speaking about other thing than Tantra. Because for the expansion uh, of the knowledge, the expansion of the consciousness, the awareness, we need to be present for what it is, and that's what meditation are. And the world, the universe, everything is love. It's that the light that permeates everything, and to expand our awareness, it's to expand our perception how love is everywhere. And to bring these three keys of Tantra and these two pillars of Tantra, you start to have the ecosystem how the Tantra lives. To the expansion of awareness, we are always present for these three keys and for these two pillars. Then it starts the practice. Then it starts how we go in the connection with the other, in presence with the meditation, how we go in connected with the other, in the perception of the love, on living the love with the breath, the sound, and the movement.
Another important aspect of of tantric sex is eye gazing. Um, when we are with the other, a lot of the times when we make love in the conventional sense, we have the eyes closed or we have the lights off. Many people feel more comfortable that way because then they don't feel ashamed of their body. But that all comes down again to self-love. And when we're on this tantric path, we develop our relationship with ourselves and we become more accepting. So I encourage you to have some lights on. Doesn't have to be bright lights. It can be some ambient lights, and connect with your partner with the eyes. And when you are eye gazing, don't look into their eyes with your mind, trying to judge everything that you see. Rather, breathe deeply and allow your peripheral vision to expand and be receptive. So you are basically receiving your lover in your eyes, and they are receiving you in their eyes. So you're not looking straight at them like in a piercing way, but a receptive way. I found that quite challenging for the first few years of my tantric lovemaking practice. And that's okay. Sometimes I would close my eyes and feel inside because I'm a very visual person. So I disconnected when I was, trying to make eye contact. So my practice was to go inside and feel, but then to practice having my eyes open and to be receiving my partner in my eyes as well. And learning to feel myself with the eyes open. It's a practice, and it will change how you feel with the other, because you will be aware of them, but not in the sense that you're judging them. Am I performing right? Or they're doing this, so you're not judging them or yourself, but receiving, eyes open, and while still being able to feel yourself. In many tantric meditations and other practices, we practice being with the other and being aware of what we're feeling in ourselves, which is a very fundamental practice to do to become more self-aware. And then when you're making love and you're doing the eye gazing practice, you can really tune into yourself as well as your lover without losing yourself in them.
Mhm. Yes, at the first practice that you can experiment and to feel by yourself, because all what we are speaking, it's about an invitation for you to feel in your body, to be yourself. The master is never too much to repeat that you are your own teacher, that is to be aware of your body. We have too much in this world, people saying what we should do or not do. Our invitation is to say, you decide, you feel in your body. We bring options, we bring possibilities, and we recommend that you be always aware of your nervous system, to regulate your nervous system, to not go more than it's comfortable for you, that you prioritize the safety than the intensity of your experience. And that's a very good way to start a practice, to sit in front of your partner and just breathing together, relaxing, and looking each other eyes, as Lakshmi said, being very receptive in your eyes, not going uh, not going not penetrating the other with your eyes, but allowing the image of the other to arrive to your eyes, and at the same time to be connected with your body in each moment. And that starts maybe even by yourself, by your own experience with yourself before you practice with the other, to feel your body grounded, to feel how your breathing is happening without changing anything, and just looking in each other's eyes, and to observe without changing, without doing, and to be there. Eventually, there is thought, but to not get attached to any thought. That's meditation, to be present for what is in each moment, and to connect with your heart, not only with to pump your heart, not only connecting with the pumping of your heart, but to also to connect with the magnetic field that our heart is, and to include the other, in your heart, to allow that vibration of the two hearts to meet. And just that is a lot. It's a lot. And if you say, but for how long? Try it for 10 minutes. Or better to say, do it for 10 minutes. Or better to say, even to do it, be for 10 minutes in that position, in that breath, in that connection with your heart, with that connection with the eyes of the other. Or or you can practice for 20 minutes, or you can practice for 40 minutes. But go slowly, feel yourself. Most important is not to arrive to anywhere. It's to as to give yourself the opportunity to feel yourself and to expand and to relax and to feel comfortable. Sometimes we need to cross some layers layers uh, that of discomfort to arrive to a place with more comfort and to be there, and the world stop, and there is only these eyes in front of you and your breath, and everything stops, the time stops, and yeah, maybe it's good to have a little alarm for you don't have to look to the watch, and just to have a beep, and okay, we decide to do this for 10 minutes, or we decide to do that for 20, and we stay very calm. Then you can have a sharing and to see with your partner how it was. And it doesn't mean that you need to do that with your soulmate. It can be with a friend that wants to explore also that possibility, because he wants to try that, because maybe you are single, maybe you don't have a partner, and that's something that has to be with clear boundaries. Let's do this for 20 minutes. Let's share after what we do, what we felt in what we had lived, and that's all for that practice.
Yeah, I find that putting an alarm or agreeing to a time creates a container, and it helps my mind to relax into the moment. Because if I'm, oh, I don't know if it's 5 minutes or 20 minutes or whatever, I allow, sometimes I have this, um, the ego getting in the way, and it's like, oh, what if this goes on for 2 hours? And so when we have this agreement to say, okay, we're going to do this for 10 minutes, then, or 20 minutes or 30 minutes, it's a container that helps us to relax into that space, and we both agree to that time. So we know that, like, if one person decides, oh no, I've had enough at this time, if you don't set a timer, one person could say, oh, I've had enough after 5 minutes, and the other one's just getting into it. So it's good to have that agreement, and it allows you to forget about the mind. It also takes some time to arrive and to let the mind settle, and to let something deeper transpire. When you are gazing at the other receptively, it's like a meditation. When you first arrive on the mat, the mind is doot, 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 and then you gently start to create more spaciousness inside. It's the same thing. It is a meditation that you do together, just looking in the eyes. Yes.
And I want to bring the abandonment wound, that in my case it happens if the other close the eyes is not there present for me, and that's okay. It's not about the other, it's about my abandonment wound, and what I feel when the other close your eyes. That means, like, it's not so little what we are speaking about, oh, you are just speaking about sitting in front of each other and looking in each other's eyes for some minutes. Are you joking? No, it can be a deep experience and can be a strong experience. In my case, if the other, if close the eyes, maybe I connect with my abandonment, with how the other is not present, how the other was here to do this exercise with me, and now we close the eyes, and it's maybe the other can in that moment needs to close his or her eyes. And all I have to feel is to feel and to breathe my abandonment mood and to be with gratitude to the other that give me the opportunity to feel in such a safe environment what I need to feel. Just to make sure that you are aware that emotions can come, and that's okay. Uh, be be kind with yourself, be kind with the other, and take responsibility for your own emotions. Also, I would like to add that it's so important is to create a space before, because maybe you saw, oh, tantric practice, sex practice. Wow, what these guys are going to teach me to make love now for 6 or 8 hours. We can arrive there, but let's start by the beginning. Let's start by what is necessary to arrive there in a comfortable, in a safe, in a trust, uh, and in a fulfillment approach. And let's start by to create the space. To create the space, it means it's never too much to remember that it's good to have the phones off, to not have people coming to disturb the practice by any reason, and can be the kids, that to have a safe and clear time and clear space for the tantric practice to happen. Also, to it's not to arrive running from somewhere and to start the practice like Lakshmi is saying, tick, 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 to give time, maybe to give time to finish all the things that needs, or at least to make it then to wait for that we give a time for ourselves, maybe to take a shower, to release uh, energy, to clean up, to do a shift in our energy field, to get ready for the moment of connection. And yeah, to bring to be to bring the meditation, to bring this presence, to not be, oh, I'm here looking in your eyes and I'm thinking about whatever. No, I'm here, I have these minutes, and I committed to give myself to this practice that is a commitment with myself, to me, to give that opportunity to me during these minutes. And also, if it doesn't get there immediately, if thoughts are coming and you got identified with the thought, and oh, I want to explore this idea right now, and whatever, don't be guilty. Uh, you have always the opportunity. Guilty just make you to be there more time, basically. You have always the opportunity to go back to the body, to go back to yourself, to connect with your heart, to slow down, to connect with your breath, to feel the grounded, to feel the supported wherever you are seated, to feel the temperature of your skin, to feel the temperature of the air that inhales, or the difference of the temperature while you exhale. You have always the body to bring you to the present moment.
Yeah, and it's normal for our minds to distract us. It's a very intimate, confronting meditation or exercise to do, gazing at somebody in the eyes. They call the eyes the windows to the soul, and they really are. when we sit in this position, however you want to be sitting, it's your ego will be like, oh, you're not safe, you're going to be seen, it'll start telling you all these different stories. And bring yourself back to the breath, bring yourself back to the body, and don't beat yourself up about it. Show some self-compassion and be there for yourself and for your partner.
Then you can do next time, next level, introducing the breath on your eye gazing. We are going to offer other talk in other video about the chakra system. But basically, we are speaking about that chakras are seen as a map of your own body, an energetic map of your own body. And in certain, and we have specific qualities, the different chakras. We work with 7 chakras. And some chakras are positives for men and receptives for women. What I mean is that we, as a man, we emit is correct English word, we emit from that chakra, and the woman has the ability, the capacity to receive. But also the woman in the second chakra, for example, has the ability to emit, and we as men can receive in that chakra. In the first chakra, in the root chakra, we emit and the woman receive. In the second chakra, the woman emit and the man receive. But let's go to focus only in 2 chakras for now. The first, the root chakra, and the heart chakra, the anahata chakra, where the woman is also a positive chakra for a woman and is receptive for the man. And on the first chakra, we in front of each other, looking each other eyes. When I breathe out, when I exhale, I bring out my energy from my genitals, from my roots, from my grounded chakra to
My yoni.
yes, to your yoni, to your first chakra, receiving
And out through my heart chakra.
yes,
Into your heart chakra.
and I receive in my heart chakra. And we circulate that energy. That means when I breathe in,
I breathe out.
and when I breathe out,
I breathe in.
and we do a circular breath between us. And it's just practicing. It's not a mental concept. It's practicing and to play in front of each other. When I breathe out from my first chakra, she receives in her first chakra. She brings to her heart and she breathes out from her heart, and I receive in my heart, and I bring the energy till my first chakra, till my genitals, and then I breathe out that she receives, and we start to create a circular energy, a circular breath, and to stay on this breath, for example, for 10 minutes, maybe in you can hold for 20 minutes, maybe you can do for 40 minutes, but be gentle, don't exaggerate, and bring the circular breath in your own practice without bringing the concepts of the chakras, what it is, does it exist, doesn't exist, is scientific, is not. Just bring by yourself the experience to breathe together, to circular the energy together to allow yourself to to be with the other in that energy. And write us, tell me what you had experienced, how long you had been there. Maybe it's 10 minutes, maybe we get confused if oh, but then we can go back always to that simplicity, because the mind maybe stopped, and then what we are doing, and just go, it's so simple at the end. That is, the man breathe out from the genital, the woman receive in the genital, breathing in, and then bringing the energy to the heart, and breathing out from the heart, man receiving in the heart and bringing out the genitals, and allowing that happening. And we can always go back with eyes open, sitting like that in front of each other, with a little alarm, that you know that okay, 10 minutes, 20, whatever you had agree about the time to do this practice.
It's a really great practice to do on your own. So if you don't have a partner, you can eye gaze also in the mirror, and you can practice circular breathing in the mirror or with your eyes closed. I actually highly recommend getting really good at that before you even do it with a partner. It's a very powerful practice in itself to do alone or together. And just for inclusivity purposes, that if you are same sex couples, it's perfectly fine for one of you to choose to be in the more masculine role and the other one more feminine. Because when we speak about masculine and feminine energies, it's never about the genitals. But yes, in Tantra, there's a lot of polarity work where they work with women being the Shakti, feminine energy, and men being the masculine Shiva energy. But it's not rigid, even though it is displayed, it can look a bit rigid in many tantric schools, but it is just a play with energies. So don't let that trap you. Don't let that make you feel excluded, because it's just energy. So if you are a same-sex couple, you can choose today, this is the masculine energy and the other is the feminine, and then another day you can swap if that's what you prefer. Again, our invitation for you is to experiment, to use these practices to deepen your awareness, to open your heart, and to raise your vibration beyond what we currently know, to expand. So don't get stuck in like, oh, we're both feminine. That's totally fine. Like I said before, we have masculine and feminine energies within each and every single one of us.
Hmm. Absolutely, so important. Even between hetero couples, we can change and to experiment different possibilities and different options, and to see what it works for the couple. And sometimes maybe one day it's in one way, for it works in one way, but or another way it will work in other day. We are just bringing a base frame that we can work on that. Yeah, it's very, very important. What is important is the connection that will happen between you two, the softness, the synchronization that happen with you, uh, because one is breathing in, the other is breathing out, and it obliges us to follow the rhythm also of the other, and to see sometimes the other is breathing too long or uh, too short, too too shallow, and we need to adapt to that. Maybe after we can talk about, oh, it was difficult for me to breathe so shallow or so deep, and how we can find a middle term, how we can find a way to develop our relation, to how we can find a way to be both fulfilled with the experience. This gives a connection behind the verbal communication, because it's energetically what we are speaking about we are using the breath and the movement uh, to connect one with each other energetically and to make the energy circulate. And when the energy circulates, doesn't get stuck or doesn't go out. And that's one of the possibilities that we have in a tantric lovemaking, in a tantric sex, is to circulate the energy, and the circulation of the energy can be eternal. That because it's never stuck and is never coming out, like in the ejaculation. When the ejaculation happen, that normally the relation stop, at least for some time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Then to go to the next, the next technique could be, well, it is a position. It's called yab yam. And what we've just discussed with the circular breathing can be done sitting in front of each other, knee to knee, or in yab yam, which is with the legs, or half yab yam, which is with the legs over, the women's legs on top and the men's legs behind. So you're sitting in quite close proximity and maybe your arms around each other. Then we also have the full yab yam, which is when the man is sitting in lotus position and the woman is sitting on his lap. So your chakras are aligned from the root all the way to the crown. This is a very common picture that you'll see in Tibetan Tantra and many tankas and the artistry of the Tibetans. It's shown very often or in sculptures, and it's a very significant position to be in because of this alignment of the energy system of each person's body. Then you can combine this position with circular breath when your actual bodies are touching, and then you can breathe and visualize the energy going in through the root chakra, out through the heart on the women's side, in through the root, out through the heart, and opposite for the men. And you're sitting there with your beloved and flowing with this energy while it's circulating through the both of you. And that is the start of something very magical that you can do before lovemaking, preparing for lovemaking, and then later on you can do while lovemaking in this position. And in this position, when it comes to the depth of the position, it's the, would you like to say?
Tuna? Yeah, and yes, that position is particularly interesting because it's why it's a traditional tantra position, because not only, as Lakshmi said, that all the energetic centers can be in connection one with other, and if there is polarity. Uh, it activates the energy in the body, and can be activating the energy in the body is not getting wild, is really to maintain and to feel the energy while you are breathing circular, with the energy is circulating between you two and is going nowhere. And you can also use your arms, and you have access to caress, to support, to touch the other. That's a very important part also, because you can in a free way touch the other. In other aspects, it's not like a traditional missionary position that the heavy man, sometimes very heavy, are on top of the woman. Both can move, and both can move all the body. Uh, Normally, in this position, the woman is seated on the man. That means that is totally free, and the man has also the ability to move. And this can be applied at the same gender couples um, without any kind of restriction also.
But the difference between the yab yam and the mayatuna is that there is actual penetration with the yoni and the lingam connecting in sexual union.
Hmm. And about penetration, it's good to speak about the possibilities of the penetration. We can go to the foreplay and we'll go there, and or the erotic play, how you want to call. But uh, it's maybe you are a very experienced tantric and you know what I'm going to speak about, but maybe it's also good that you that are interested to know more about this subject, that to speak about soft penetration. Soft penetration, it was for me a revolution when I found it. How is possible to make love, to start to make love soft? First thing is, if I'm with someone that is so stimulating for me, is why I want to be, why I'm soft. Second is like how technically that can happen. How can how I can make it happen? And the first answer that I found by myself, but you can found trying by you, it was like, okay, I'm hard. She really excites me. And now I'm speaking with the man. Wow, man, okay, you are hard. Your lover is so beautiful, so lovely, so much polarity. The energy is there. For how long? Till your penis gets soft. Oh no, I can get 1 hour or two without. Okay, don't penetrate hard. I challenge you, do this exercise. Maybe you are 6 hours in the foreplay. Yeah, till a moment that you get softer. Oh, but I get close to her and immediately get hard. Get back in the foreplay. Get back in the foreplay without exciting yourself. Get back in a foreplay in sharing your love to your Shakti. Get, get in a foreplay that you are stimulating your Shakti energy on her, not in yourself, till the moment that it gets a bit soft. Yeah? Try it. How long you take it? Maybe you are very young and it takes a long time. Enjoy it. Why to go fast on the penetration if you are enjoying so much before? I get really happy with this subject because it's a revolution to get on the soft penetration. It's a really different approach, and the big advantage also is like if you start soft, you have much more time to get excited when you are inside the Shakti, the woman. That means you can manage much better your energy before anything happens. That means she can have much more time to get her hot because the times of the woman and the man, as we all know, are different. But then it arrives to the second question: how to do technically the penetration? I invite you to try the scissors position. Where it scissors position, it's a very useful position because also both of you are by the side and they can at least with one arm to touch great part of the other body, and at the same time the woman can help the man to start soft, to start in a soft penetration, helping him to penetrate with her hands, but also allowing her vagina to open and to suck inside softly, the, bringing a beautiful welcome to the man.
Yes, and soft penetration can also be very healing and a good solution for those men who cannot get erect, which there are some maybe that are watching that struggle to get a hard on. So this is a really beautiful practice that you can do, and the woman can help by taking her fingers over the lingam. How can I do this? I need a toy to coax it in, as well as sucking with the yoni muscles, drawing it inside. If you struggle at first, don't worry, it'll eventually become a bit more easy, especially if the yoni is ready for it. It will kind of magically happen by itself. What may be a surprise is once it's inside, even while it's soft, it will start to expand and get hard. And that is a really fantastic feeling for both parties, the man and the woman.
Mm. It's very important, this communication between the woman and the man. Uh, what is going to happen, and maybe if you are married for 20 years and you never try anything like that, maybe you can sit together and say, oh, this Saturday we are going to give a time. We send the kids to the grandparents, we prepare the space, we take a shower, and with lots of lubricant, maybe we are going to try this. We are going to breathe in each other's eyes. We are going to breathe together, circular energy. We are going to look in each other's eyes, and we are going to bring the scissors position. The woman is going to help, as Lakshmi showed, to bring inside with maybe with lots of lubricant to make sure that it's easier and is nicer. Uh, Maybe you can also to do something that you both like together, like dancing naked, something that challenge you. Maybe you don't do that usually, and wild. Maybe you connect with a little bit of shame. If it's too much, don't go over. Give time to regulate yourself, and yeah, maybe you can give also a massage. You don't need any special technique, but to be present, to be lovely, to be slower, to be softer, and yeah, to connect and to do this experience by yourself. Mhm.
Which brings me to another topic, which is so fundamental when you have a relationship and you're on the tantric path, is to set appointments for love making. Some people might think, oh, but then you're not in the moment, and like I can't just make love when we say that this time or that time. You have to do it here and then. But the truth is that sometimes we get so lost in our lives and prioritize other things that we neglect our love making. So making love appointments, setting a date and a time for a sex date, carving out the time, clearing the space, clearing your energy, getting rid of all distractions, and really making a sanctuary, a temple where you can come together is so important. And if you do this and you forget about your ego going, oh, but what if I'm not in the mood at that time? You can make yourself in the mood, especially the men, they can, and the women can cultivate, as I mentioned in another video, filling up their own tank and getting aroused and into the mood. It's a choice, and there are things that we can do to help us become more in the mood. Yeah, setting love appointments is like it's like a therapeutic act that you can do for your relationship.
Also communicate to communicate when you set a love appointment what you'd like, and to do something before. It's always good, something, what I mean, something before, something that makes you to connect. Do not go immediately to the love making act. Also to expand our awareness, to bring tantra on the field. It's good, it's fundamental to bring options, to bring other options. And maybe you are that couple that are together for a long time, or just a new boyfriend and girlfriend that always have done the sex in the same way. It's good that you communicate, and maybe the man asks the woman, I want to stay more time. Normally I stay 10 minutes or whatever, 15 minutes, and I want to put alarm and to try to be a, to have a tantric experience. I want to put 1 hour or 2 hours of love making. And love making doesn't mean that you are penetrating boom, 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 boom at all. No. Love making is the connection between you two, and is the way that you are in that connection. And then as men, we need help from the Shakti. We need communicates that we need to explain what is good for us to stay more time. And maybe we need to ask the woman to, you need to slow down. If I stop to move, you stop with me. If let's do this time. Let's just to experiment that instead of doing as usual. It You can try this possibility and to see what happens. And maybe the woman helps you to go inside soft. Maybe when you are inside and you, as Lakshmi said, you are soft, but then, oops, I'm hard. Oh, I start to move. Oh, I'm getting excited. Oh, and you just stop. It's not control that I'm speaking about. I'm speaking about bringing awareness of the energy level that you are, and awareness that if you bring too much movement, if the breath is very activated, you might have the same result that you had previously in your life. And you can try this new possibility. Okay, I stop, and she stop. And maybe you look in each other's eyes for a moment, for some time. Maybe you wait even to get soft. Maybe it takes long time to get soft. It's okay. Maybe you don't get soft, and you uh, feel that now, okay, now the energy has settled. I'm integrating this. My nervous system is okay. And then you might start again. Slow movement, slow breath. And the woman with the communication to, that you had before, with the sharing practice that you are having, might help you to move, to increase a bit the energy. And because helping the Shakti, helping the Shiva, the woman helping the man, is also helping herself in increasing the time frame, the possibilities of feeling of that experience. And together you can decide to do 3 waves, like, okay, I'm getting a little excited, and now I stop for a while. I go down. I allow the energy to settle before I go again up to a new peak, and then slowly to go down again. And then say, oh, but I'm a woman. I got so excited with this. This is even more crazy than usual. I want to come be with the man this time. and with the man, because then the man will be with you, because then he starts to manage his energy in a way that this experience that you are feeling right now can be repeated and repeated every day without promising you anything. You just try by yourself.
Hmm. The peaks and valleys going up and down are what tantric lovemaking is about. Not having like, push all the way to the climax. It's about really exploring the peaks, going up and then maybe staying there and gently coming down and going up again, maybe plateauing at the top, feeling that expansiveness of the bliss and the pleasure that you're creating together. Yeah, and for we have discussed before about the ejaculation or no ejaculation, and it comes into this part where communication is very important. That if you have chosen not to, or and you need support from the woman, this is the play where she can support you in not going all the way, and it's you support each other to lengthen those periods of blissfulness before any climax. And if climax happens, enjoy it, be so aware of it as it's happening. It is beautiful. And there could be no control. Like don't try to force not having an orgasm, and don't try to force not ejaculating. Just allow what's coming, and then keep practicing. One day maybe you can last a lot longer with the peaks and the valleys, and the states expansiveness of the bliss at the peaks. But it's always going to be different every day. On the next topic, which is for the woman, for the man, and how to help the woman reach her full orgasmic potential or her full state of arousal, we practice this technique called inner the inner spiral. Yes. So a woman has a lot of erogenous zones in her body, but most women, I will never say all, and that's why communication is of utmost importance, but many women need an external approach. So you can start outside the bedroom, the way you talk to her, the way you compliment her. Maybe you touch her hair or make her feel like a goddess, hot bath or something like that. Then when you're in the bedroom, you don't go straight to the yoni, vagina, clitoris. You don't go straight to the boobs. You touch her exterior with touches that are nurturing and giving. You're not taking. You're just appreciating her beautiful body. We can start to go a bit more inwards, maybe touching the sides of the body and gently starting to inner spiral towards the breasts, inviting her whole body to turn on. So we're not just going straight and shocking her, but gently coaxing her full body arousal. Spend some time on the back of the neck or even on the head, kissing the face. And then you go around to the breasts and you loving the breasts before you get to the nipples. And then when you've given her a beautiful breast massage or just that awareness, and you see the little goosebumps starting to appear all over her body, you can notice her breath becoming so much deeper. You can see that she's getting into the state of arousal, of openness. Then you can go down towards the yoni area, but don't go straight there. Just be really gentle around the thighs, the groin area, maybe going back to her toes, back to the outer edge, back to the breast. So don't go all the way quickly. Really take your time and read the cues. The cues are pretty clear when you can see them. So, breath is deep, goosebumps maybe, and it's different for every woman. You have to get to know your woman. She's like a violin. And then you can go to the yoni. Start with the outer lips, just gently touching, becoming engorged, and just gently play, and just the pure acknowledgement and the attention that you are giving with your fingertips, maybe your tongue, but fingers are fantastic. Then you can start to open the clitoris and activate that area, but spend a lot of time, more time than you think, on that clitoral area, and spread that energy out from time to time to the rest of the body. Maybe go away to the breasts again and come back and act like a wave of pleasure, nurturing her whole body. Then you can come to going deeper into the yoni. We're not going to go all the way into that today because that's a whole thing for itself. But communicate with her while you are doing this. Check in with her with words. Are you enjoying this? Is there anything you want? How can I give you more pleasure? You know, allow her to be participating in her own pleasure. Then we can go into the vagina, the G spot, and beyond. And then, when she allows and you know that she's ready, you can ask if penetration is possible. Sometimes that doesn't need words, but I recommend words. Is it okay? Are you open? Are you ready for me, baby? And yeah, I think you can figure the rest out on your own. But then that's when the game of the peaks and valleys starts. Well, no, they've started already, but when you're both in that same wave of movement together.
Wow, thank you for such a stimulate description of reality in expansion. Mm. Yeah, and the energy of the man might be different. We as men, we have something external, different from the genitals of the woman, the Shakti, the yoni. It's internal. The man, it's something external, and the energy is different. Definitely, it's very focused in the genitals. It's very focused in the penis, in the balls, in in the pelvic area. It's interesting for a man to allow the energy to come from the genitals to expand for the rest of the body. It's a possibility that we can explore, that you can explore by yourself, that is to bring that energy to the rest of the body. That it can be in a erotic foreplay, the foreplay before the love making, that to bring, if there is a very intensity of energy very hard on, and to remove that energy from, to be just concentrated there, and to go in a spiral that start around the ligam, the penis, and start to spread. The woman can start to spread that energy to the on the man to the outside of that area, making the like the genital area the center of the spiral, and allowing that energy to go all over the body. Also, during the love making, uh, that energy, the woman can spread the energy f- for the rest of the body of the man. That means to do movements that goes along the arms or along the legs, to expand that energy for the man as the possibility to allow that energy that is so much focused there to go all over the body. That makes the man to be more calm about his own energy, and at the same time to have ability to charge more energy, to charge more the body with energy. But it's just a small uh, tip, a possibility that you can try by yourself. Also, when we start um a penetration, it's a strange world penetration, when we are inside of a woman as man, we, as Lakshmi said, we don't need to go all the way up. We can go up and we can go down. That looks like something very obvious, but as men, we we share, and I know that it's sometimes not so common to know that okay, I start here, I finish there, I go up, boom 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 poof, instead of going up. Okay, now we go down. And if this go down might be um, challenge, we can also have other possibility, that is, if we went in, we can always went out. Hello? We can go inside and we are so excited that we go outside. And then we can play with that spiral of the woman from outside of the woman, and bringing that charge energy from our hands and to bringing slowly to her center, at the same time that we relax more our energy in our body. And because we come out doesn't mean we cannot go in again. And that might be a possibility to explore, to go in. It's too much, the energy is high, and I not see any possibility to go down the energy to the valley. I go out. Wow, I'm much more relaxed in my own energy. I go in. Oh, and then I can always go out again, and I can go in again. And that, in a communication with the Shakti, with the woman, in a way that she's ready to receive also the energy to go in and the energy to go out, and to be in a lovely, aware way of connecting with each other. Hmm?
Thank you.
It's a great subject, and more than words and to talk about is to practice, and to practice with gentleness.
Compassion for yourself and the other. I think that we'll need to do a video showing the positions because they're quite. Yeah,
Yeah.
we can do a video with
I
that.
put some image that help also to show simply the positions, and you can always write to us about any doubts about these possibilities that we are bringing today about the practice of tantric sex. Never forget that meditation is the base of the structure of tantra, together with love, together with the compassion, love that starts by yourself and then expand through till the other. And that you are your own teacher. Never too much to repeat that you are your own guru. And Tantra is expansion of awareness. It's to bring awareness what is happening on you. It's not to achieve anything. Exactly the other coin, the other polarity of that is to stay what it is in that moment. That is what meditation is. And to remember that is to develop our practice and to bring that to the bedroom to bring to the love temple that you can have together, and magic can happen, and yeah, and emotions can arise, and everything is welcome. If you are slowing down the rhythm, if you are giving time to regulate yourself, if you take out expectations, and if you are present for the other as you are for yourself.
Yes. Thank you so much for joining us today.